There we are.
YouTube.
We are live. Learn the fundamentals.
Ooh. Nice that we're starting off with this song.
Got my delicious.
Yummy.
Wow, look at that richness.
Looks
Absolutely the
gorgeous.
richest color.
Hey Lexi, hey Dahlia.
Hello.
I got myself a London fog. You want to drink some? pretty strong,
Delish,
you know.
bruh. Hello.
Aldo?
Welcome.
Hello.
Welcome. I was trying to figure out what to do to practice on stream today.
I think just draw more girls. I'm kidding. Hello, hello.
Delete that. Okay.
So, I guess we're just gonna continue doing some general topics on like the fundamentals.
Fundamentals. You know what they say about fundamentals?
They're fun.
They're very fun.
Yeah.
Hello, Falupus. Mia, Dahlia. Are y'all excited about figure drawing class on Saturday? Because I know
Yes.
that I am.
Me too. I'm very excited about that.
Yes. Figure drawing classes on Saturday.
Oh, you want me to put it up
Nope.
again? No. Okay.
It looks like we finally got everybody into the server as well.
Oh, awesome.
Signups are still open, by the way. If you're interested in hearing about that, you can ask.
I think with art, it's just, especially as a beginner, I think I would always be like, how do they do that? How do they make it so detailed and good? And then after you learn the fundamentals, you're like, oh, I know why. I can see how they do it. What are the favorite things to draw? Oh, you weren't paying attention?
Not for the first part.
Oh no, it's all good. Favorite things to draw. I love drawing girls. Girls, cute things, dresses. That's what I like to draw a lot. Thank you, Loreto. Super excited for Saturday. I am too.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
Yeah. I love drawing hair. I love drawing things that flow. Basically anything that has like a lot of cuteness, I like to draw. But then I also have like a mode where I like to draw just like more grungier things.
There we go.
And like portraits. But I also love drawing anime. Anime is just one of those things where I just draw it for fun, but I also we both do like realistic stuff.
You just draw it for fun. Is there anything you don't draw for fun?
Oh well, I don't know. I guess I just draw anything I want for fun, really. Hey Fox.
Hello.
What are your favorite things to draw, chat?
Yeah, what is...
Make
what
it
is
about you
everybody's-
guys.
What are the things that you enjoy drawing the most? Hey, Namera.
Hey Tsundere Cream.
Tsundere Cream.
Hey, Jenny.
Jenny. Sasuke.
Animals
and Dragons.
Oh, that's
fun.
sick. That's really cool. Honestly, for people who draw animals and dragons like just all the time, you guys have an advantage.
Trees.
Trees are great. Trees are great.
Harima talks. Hey, Danny draws. It's been a while. Landscape. Someone says hate drawing backgrounds, and the next person says landscape.
They love it. That's so funny. What I like the opposites. We are together. We're married.
You enjoy drawing anything related to your stories, cars.
People and basically whatever I can.
Yeah, we're doing pretty good here. Hope y'all are doing fantastic.
We're doing great.
We're doing really good. We are doing good.
Yeah, backgrounds is something I'm not very familiar with either. I just don't draw enough of them. I need to do like background studies. Maybe that could be one of the study streams that we do.
You can finally watch our streams again. Why? What's going on? Where did you have like school or something?
Work. This is the lovely Miki Biki Cone's character. So I'm just kind of drawing her a little bit to warm up.
Hey, Captain.
Hey, Captain. Let's see here. Fundamentals. How should we start? Unless you want to like kind of chill a bit.
I don't know.
If anyone has any questions, feel free to ask.
School is hectic, but your graduation is finally intact. Does that mean you graduated, or did y'all graduate already, or is it imminent? Is it coming?
Imminent. Here, you can get this brush for free on our site, drawanime.com. This is also in our bio.
Yeah.
I'm gonna graduate May 28th.
Why does the frame rate feel so low on that?
Does
camera?
it? Oh
Yeah.
no. What's
That
your
feels
DPI
bad.
settings in Procreate? Honestly, I have no clue what it is. Let me look. Canvas. Canvas information. How do I check the DPI? Video settings?
I don't know.
I don't know what it is.
It's a 5,000 by 6,000 pixel canvas.
Yeah, I don't really pay attention as much to DPI in Procreate because we only do it for stream, and it's not like super important. But we just make sure our canvas is big enough. How do you get to draw? I saw a question on how to draw hair. I always think of ribbons. So like, plants are really are a great way to get started with drawing hair. Because if you think about it, your hair originates from a point, generally, and then you can like sprout out those leaves like this. Curve. And you kind of like imagine like it's going around an ellipse.
What is this, hair?
Yeah,
Plants? What?
Hair and plants, that how similar they are actually. I kind of imagine like cowlicks, for example. You can use like a little sprout that comes out from a point.
Does the character design part of the program you guys have help draw hands in different styles? Have trouble transforming realistic hands?
No. That's kind of specific, but I would say most of the time when you draw realistic hands versus anime hands are heavily simplified.
They just had different styles of hands.
Different styles of hands, and no. Because all the hands that I draw are based off from real life, and all I'm doing is just stylizing. So like, I mean, like, yeah, there's no specific video on it, but we definitely do have different characters that have different hand types, but I don't necessarily talk about that.
Yeah, it feels like it's kind of like a niche topic that
Yeah.
you would learn about. That would go under like shape language of like hands and stuff, like stylizing, deciding like whether you want the fingers to be thicker, whether you want them to be slimmer.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's in the character design class specifically.
No. I would say like learn how to construct the hand, and not necessarily realistically like get all the details in there, but just kind of get a basic structure. Like, oh, how big is the palm versus how big are the fingers in comparison, and what kind of like direction are they going in? And so like if you can start with something like that, then like the details don't really matter as much because the structure is there. That's why, fundamentals are so important.
Yeah.
Colton has taught about how to draw hands before, actually. Not hands, hats. You've taught how to
Hats?
draw hats before. If you want to cover
And
that.
how to draw hats? Like what kind of hats? Like the one that I'm wearing?
How's the sausages last night? Actually, we didn't end up making it.
We had leftovers.
We had
from
leftovers.
A restaurant that my grandpa took our family to.
Yeah. But I might make it tonight. So, like, I always like to imagine, like, feminine hands. They kind of, if you go back to looking at the Disney hands that for Disney princesses and like the old classic movies that are like hand drawn, I imagine that very, very fluid.
You have this brush, but it doesn't draw like this. Depend pressure settings on your preferences. I'm not
I don't
really
know.
sure. We haven't changed any of the settings from how they just import into Procreate.
Yeah.
The stabilization is like 17% or something.
Yeah.
And other than that, it's just the default. It's just default how it is.
Yeah.
Imported into Procreate, but you can show it if you want.
Let me see here. Preferences,
It's
pressure and
probably
smoothing.
Yeah, this is the pressure curve.
Mhm.
There's nothing fancy about that. Like, it could be a basic pressure curve. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah. But like for me, if I want to differentiate between like feminine hands versus more masculine hands, I just kind of go based on like what feels more masculine. Like if I look at Colton's hands, for example, his hands are more masculine because the fingers are like more evenly like thick.
Are they?
That's what I'm observing. Like if you look at mine taper.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so like mine
Wait,
taper.
hold up.
Okay, here.
No, I want to go under.
Oh, okay, under.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Yeah. So if you look at, it's kind of hard to see, but feminine fingers tends to, I say, because it just depends on the person. They tend to get thick on the base and then thin towards the tip. But with guys, they tend to be, more evenly thick. And sometimes they can even be a bit squarish. If you want like more bonier fingers, then it's like you just kind of mark out where your joints are on the finger, and then you like push out. Because like you're showing the actual finger joints, like that's like part of the skeleton that you're seeing, right? So, and then you can add in like some of these joints like that. But if you understand the proportions of the hand, you can really do anything you want afterwards.
The same with male versus female toes?
Now I don't know about that.
I feel like you would be the expert on that.
I know. That'd be funny.
I mean, but for real, is it? I feel like the girls' feet and toes are like kind of. I mean, they're generally drawn like softer.
Okay,
like
yeah.
A little bit more rounded.
Yeah, they're generally drawn more rounded and more like graphically, I think. At least from what I don't look at it specifically, but if I were to like imagine like an anime foot from like a female, it's very delicate. So like all this, you won't see any details in here, but you'll see more like flowier toes that are like rounder and smoother. So like this feels feminine. I've definitely seen feet like this. But with like guys, maybe you could imply more of the structure, like the bones, the tarsals. Is that what it is? Now I'm not really exactly good at drawing male toes, but you will definitely see a little bit more angular bits. It's kind of like the psychology of like what lines affect it. No, this is horrible.
Would you recommend studying other artists, like understanding their process? I mean, go check if they have a process. Like a lot of people will post their process on social media, or they'll have tutorials. A lot of artists these days will have a Gumroad where they'll post their process.
Yeah.
Heck, ask in their comment sections. Like a lot of people will respond to you if you send them an email or if you message them. So like, definitely that. I mean, what better way than to ask the artist themselves or look at their content? A lot of people have classes. Like understanding their process, definitely you'd want to either ask or try to find their process. Like I wouldn't try to figure out what their process is just by looking at their work. Like you could study their work by looking at it, but to understand their process, like just ask them or see if they have content up about it.
I would need to do a lot more like foot type studies in order to be a bit more like in order to explain it better.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about feet today.
That's fine. That is fine with me. In fact, I'm more than happy to do that. Let's see here. I'll just make it super teeny tiny. Fit something cutesy. There we go. But kind of going back a little bit to the topic of hands really quickly, you could also find the flow of the wrist to the palm to the fingers and like kind of draw a gesture within that. Like how do the fingers fan out? Does the palm get a bit wider based on like how the fingers stretch? You'll notice that this is more narrow, this gets wider because things stretch. And like what direction are these arches going? So like if I were to draw this hand, I'm noticing that there's like this leaning left curve. And every of these curves kind of follow that gesture. The one that's kind of going the opposite is the thumb. And if you divide the fingers in a way that feels like, there's enough room, that not all the fingers are like too thick or too thin, then then that's what you do. You just follow the curves.
Yeah, the brush is free. You
Yeah.
can get it on our Discord server or on our linky on our profile.
Yeah, you can find it here. It won't download.
It definitely will download. So that would probably be like a device issue or something. It's just a straight up Google Drive link on our website, and on the Discord server, the link is also posted. So maybe try to change device, or use a device that I would try to change devices. Don't open it from the TikTok app, by the way.
Yeah.
You're gonna need to open that in your actual browser. If you try to open it from the TikTok app, it's just gonna give you a bunch of like numbers and letters and stuff.
Very true.
What?
Just kind of seeing some questions. Would you guys recommend studying other artists? For me personally, if I were to study an other artist, I would look at what do I like about their stuff. Do I like the way how they draw the eyes? Do I like the way how they simplify the rendering? And then I'll kind of do like a micro study.
Well, they asked about the process, like
Yeah.
understanding their process. That's the one that answered
Yeah,
earlier.
you did answer that earlier.
It's hard to know an artist's exact process without actually seeing their process or them explaining it, because there's so many different ways you can achieve the same result.
That's very true. How to draw the female body? Great question. I like to draw the female body, and once again, I think about the body type. So like, there's a few body types you can choose from. You can have like a narrow upper torso and a wider hip, like this, or you can have something that's a bit more rectangular with a slight curve. And so I'm thinking of this in particularly just in 2D.
Hi, Remy.
Hi.
How's it going?
Or you can have something that's more hourglass, and you can kind of choose between the two, or between the three, whichever body type that you want. And then you can turn that, something graphic, into something more three-dimensional. So like, let's say if I want to draw this body type right here. Actually, you know what? I'll do something more traditionally feminine, which is this one. I personally like using cylinders or cones even for this one, where the waist kind of gets thinner, but the shoulders get a little bit wider. The shoulder and hips get wider. So I take this and turn it into this. So it kind of looks like a two marshmallows stuck together, I guess. And then if you make sure, if you want to make it more feminine, use a lot of curves. For instance, the chest has a lot of curves. The hips have curves. You got that nice center line in the torso, and also like this underwear shape for the crotch area. And then you can add in stuff like your thighs. And the thighs can be however thick you want, depending on the body type. But that already feels very feminine. Then you can add in the neck and shoulders. But like, if you get the overall ratio of the torso correct, then kind of morphing the body type is pretty much a piece of cake. At this point, I only draw watching your streams. Thank you. Well,
Hopefully,
hopefully,
hopefully you learn watching our streams too.
yeah,
But that is fun. I know a lot of people do.
yeah.
I think a
think-
lot of
yeah.
people come in and just use it as background noise.
I think people also like to get some of that energy to be motivated and draw their own thing as well. Yeah. Let's see here. I don't think I've ever grown up watching art channels to draw. So it's an interesting concept for me to think about. It's like, oh yeah, people watch us to draw along. That's really interesting.
Did you grow up watching any art channels?
Not well, like other than like Mark Crilly, but like I only watched one video.
So no.
So not yeah, not really.
You watched
Not really.
one video. I
Yeah.
don't really think that counts as growing up and doing it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, not really. I think maybe the equivalent of that was when I was a teenager and I would do like little streams and stuff, and then people would like hop in and stuff. But that's not really that doesn't really count. What opacity do you guys use for sketches? Really anything. I mostly just use like full 100% opacity. I do not know that artist, Winnie. But I would, once again, learn the fundamentals. Like, understand, if it's like a manga style, and it's all in black and white, I would understand how to shade basic forms and the body, and just a bunch of various other things, and then see how the artist basically takes that and reconstructs it. Like, do they use hatching for their shading, or do they use mostly screen tones, and how do they, change all those fundamentals?
Which fundamental do you think a beginner should tackle first? I think that depends on your goals, but most likely you just want to start drawing and getting used to using a pencil, comfortable with it. Form drawing is going to cover pretty much everything. Like, no matter what style or end result you want, you're definitely going to need to know dimensional drawing. So I don't see why that would be a bad place to start, honestly.
Yeah.
Dimensional drawing would be good.
I think starting dimensional drawing early in your art journey is going to be really helpful as well. Like, just kind of getting used to seeing things in space. Like, what side is this? Is this facing? Is this twisting? Is it turning? And being able to communicate that is really important.
Yeah, very, very important.
Should I start with head or torso first? It really just depends on you.
Don't matter.
I start with either. Sometimes I'll be in the mood to start with the head first, and then I'll do the torso. How can I improve time spent that takes me to draw? I'm drawing 1 to 2 hours a day. I finished in 5 days. I'm guessing, how do you improve like time management in an artwork? Like, you want to draw faster? Is that what you mean? Changing my pressure settings fixed my issues with the brush. Thanks again. Awesome. I'm glad that you got that fixed.
That's great.
Yes. So just wanting to be faster in general.
Well, speed comes with, number one, experience, and number two, experience as well, probably. But not every experienced artist draws fast. You can practice to speed up as well, but it's really just repetition. Like, the more you repeat something, the more you refine your process, the faster you can figure out how to make it. Like, people who are fast at painting generally focus on the areas that they want people to look, and leave other areas a little bit looser.
Yeah.
But what do you want to get faster at? Line art? Do you want to get faster at coloring and painting? Like, what is it exactly you want to speed up? Like, what is your process?
Here's the brush.
Did you guys go to art school? Yeah.
Yep. Kind of looking at these head models really quick, I'm realizing that the eyes really follow the form of the concavity of the face. It's kind of interesting. Yeah. I want to try that sometime. Let's see. Is it okay if my sketches look hairy, a lot of lines, or should I refine those too?
It doesn't really matter. Are you using it as like are you searching with it? Like, your sketches can look however you want them to. If it's just an exploratory process.
As long as you can find out what's going on with your drawing, like, it doesn't really matter if you use hairy lines or not.
Yeah, I guess I would say, is the hairiness an underlying, like, symbolic of the underlying issue? Or is it just part of the process? Like, are your lines scratchy because you can't figure out where they are, or hairy because you don't know what line you want?
Yeah, I think that's a good question. more like I'm molding the lines like clay. I don't really know how to visualize that.
Yeah, I'm not really sure.
Pillow method or box method, either one works.
They're both
great.
They are both successful ways to break down a torso and how it operates in 3D space and how it bends and stretches.
Mm-hmm.
One is just kind of like a rounded box, and the other is just a box. But many successful artists do either or.
Mostly I want to get faster at line art. Most of the time I'm adding main details part. Okay, main details. Maybe I forgot the question earlier.
I don't know what you're talking about. What?
I don't remember what the Oh, okay, you're trying to get faster at drawing.
Oh.
That's what it is.
I didn't know what you were reading.
Oh, I was reading the Hisashi Gosk question. I think. Let me think. It's kind of hard to answer because line art and getting and improving that takes a lot of time. The more you draw, the faster you will generally get because of the muscle memory. If you draw like 1 to 2 hours, like how are you spending that 1 to 2 hours? Not saying like, oh, you should be doing this, you should be doing that. It's more like what professional artists do is that they're really efficient with like getting down what part of the process they're in with their art. Like for instance, a very common process is, rough sketch, which just means, okay, I just want to get the really rough idea out. It doesn't matter how ugly it is. I just want to express my idea. So that can be like, takes maybe a few minutes, right? Like, oh, I want my character to be looking like this, and I want my hand to be outstretched like that, and these can be just like really, really rough, and that's like part of the process. If you are starting with a really refined drawing without a plan, and then you're also like trying to juggle a bunch of stuff like the fundamentals and trying to get the posing right, and you're drawing very slowly, that's not necessarily a very efficient way to start an illustration, because you're just juggling so much. So each process has its own amount of time and own set amount of effort, if that makes sense. How do I learn anatomy the best? I feel like it's so much. Well, lucky for you, we have a live class coming up on anatomy.
We do have a live class.
So yeah.
It actually starts Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're interested in that, there's still time to sign up for it. You can check it out on our site, drawanime.com. What?
Go ahead.
Nothing. I'm just looking. Like, if you want to get faster at drawing, practice speed exercises like timed poses. The reason that timed poses are helpful is because it kind of forces you to ignore unimportant stuff. It's like a good. I saw a comment one time on social media, and it was on your YouTube video for like what did you 3-minute gestures, 5-minute?
Oh yeah. 3 minute.
Okay, 3
minute.
And they said something like doing timed poses is dumb. Like, just spend as much time as you need. But timed poses are actually a really good exercise. That's the only thing you would ever do. But they're a good exercise because you can gauge whether you're focusing on the essentials or not. Because if you do a 3-minute pose and you only have a little bit of a head and a neck, well, obviously you're not focusing on the overall. Like, if you spent as much time as you wanted, you wouldn't know if you're like allocating your time resources in a good way.
Yeah.
Like, timed poses are good because you go, if I'm doing a 3-minute pose and I want to capture the essence of the pose in just a couple of minutes, you can't spend 2.5 minutes on the head. Like, you don't want to spend 1.5 minutes on the foot. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like building a pose like holistically. Let me think of how to say it exactly. Like, building a pose holistically requires seeing the whole, and it's like the parts' relationships to each other. And so doing timed poses can help a lot because, like, what most people do is when they start timed poses, they have half the body.
Yeah.
And they're like
now
I have something to reference against.
Yeah, they'll be like, kind of get really noodly.
Yeah.
And they'll be like, just trying to figure it out and trying to get into detail too fast.
Maybe the next set of 20 timed poses, you can go, well, now I have 3/4 of the body instead of half like before, so I'm moving in the right direction.
Mm-hmm.
And then you'll do another set, and you'll go, oh, well, now I have pretty much the whole body out. And like, if you take like a figure drawing or something, a figure drawing class or something, you're pretty much always going to start with like proportion and gesture and setting things up. And then you're going to focus on filling it in. And then your last part is going to be like, I'm going to make it look good.
Mm-hmm.
Third, a third, and a third.
Yep. Third of your time is spent building it, like rough.
That's a good way to think
setting
about
it up. Yeah. Set up. A third of your time is putting in forms. And the last bit is making it pretty.
Yeah.
Thank you, Meryl. What? But I think one of the ways that I improved on anatomy a lot is just drawing, finding a process, and then just drawing as many bodies as I can with that process. So it's like, I mean, this is what we're going to teach in our figure drawing class, but, you know, nailing down proportion, memorizing the system used to break down the body, and find the landmarks. Then it's like, okay, well, next is filling in the form. And then after that, it's learning some anatomy. So this part right here, and we say this a lot in our streams, but like this part right here is what people are like so focused on. They think that the muscles will solve everything, but it's not. So I would put a lot of attention on this, and then in anatomy, you can always figure out later. You can always do like solo studies, like, okay, I'm going to still break things up. Let me think. So for instance, I learned this, and I'm like, okay, I generally know how the body looks, and I can break it down into boxes or cylinders or whatever, and it generally looks like a person. You know, I know where my shoulders are in comparison to my arms, and elbows in comparison to my rib cage, and it's like, yes, this looks like a person, but I want to add a bit more interesting stuff, like the muscles. I want to add the muscles in. I think once you have this, you have a good base to then add in the anatomy, and then that's when you can add in, like, do like solo studies. So when you're doing like torso anatomy, for example, you're still constructing, you're still using these two steps, but instead you're adding just more forms on top, and that's what anatomy is. It's just forms on top of forms. Because I can tell you where the deltoid and the pecs are, but it's like, if you can't draw on in three-dimensional space, it's basically useless. It'll look like flat pieces of paper, or just morphs, right? Just don't look like muscles.
Was an example of forms. An example of forms is sphere.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Box. Bad box. Cylinder. You can do a cone.
Mm-hmm. You can do a pyramid.
Yep, pyramid. You can do like a wedge. Some people put ribbons on this list. Some people put donuts on this list. It's not like an exact technical list, but you'll run into these a lot.
Mm-hmm. And the body is basically just a combination of those different forms.
Yeah, people will. These are pretty much the most common ones that you'll see.
And I think drawing bodies is like a detective problem. You're like, ooh, should I use a cone for that? Should I use a cylinder for that? You know.
I feel like this is a really
awkward
video. Okay. But yeah, like, and then drawing objects or drawing anything is really just kind of like putting these things together. Like, okay, I've got a box, I've got whatever. This could come out.
Ooh.
You know, you could do something like this. Like you can put chunks, or you could go round that out, pull this up over here, pull this out. For some reason I've been drawing anvils lately. I don't know why.
It's calling to you.
It is. The anvil is calling to me, right? This will probably be more straight. So we just go like that. So you could make this a curve. We could go, what do we want this to be, right? We could go, this could be a straight. Or we could go, it could be a curve. So it's like how you build things. My lines are kind of wobbly today.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I had too much coffee.
Maybe.
Right, like which one would you want?
Mm-hmm.
And so this would just be a modified box that you like pull in the sides or whatever. So this would go down to the ground. This could curve out. This could curve out. Down to the ground.
Finding your center line is really important.
Yep. Like learning how to work from your center line. Right? Learn how to work from your center line. And you can pretty much build different objects, like whatever objects you want.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the same thing with painting. Where's this stuff? Like if I want to paint an object, I'm not drawing it. I'm just like, I'm drawing with like sides. So if I wanted like a box, I don't know, here. I guess I'll just, right. If I wanted a box right here, I would draw the side, and then maybe I would draw this side. And then maybe I'd draw the shadow on the box.
Ooh.
And then I draw the top of the box. And I go a little bit less light on the top. Form drawing.
Form drawing basically helps with anything, really.
Yeah.
Helps with painting, helps with rendering, helps with drawing anything that you want. Cars, motorcycles, buildings, people.
Yeah.
Could VR chat model pose from it be good to doodle with? I've seen so many good designs, so I wonder. I mean, if you want to draw, totally fine. If it gets you to draw and you can like analyze the forms and stuff, like I wouldn't see why not.
We could open this.
Ooh. How are you getting so fast with different colors?
I just color sample. Like, what I'll do is I'll just like grab a color, and then maybe I'll like take my little color wheel and I'll just like desaturate it a little bit. So this is like a cardboard box, and I'd probably have a pretty saturated light color right here. And then I go darker, cooler, and maybe that would be my shadow color. Like all of the colors that I choose, I'm just choosing like, so I'll go, oh, really saturated. Boom. There's like a nice saturated line right there.
Ooh, so
and I'll go,
pretty.
this one feels like it needs to be maybe more like this. But like, I'm just going, am I cooling it down? Am I darkening it? Am I lighting it up?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just going there on the color wheel. Like I have it really tiny right now, but it's like, if I want to cool this color down, I go gray. If I want to cool it down, I could also go into red. If I want to warm it up, I go into orange. I can brighten it. I can saturate it. So like hue, saturation, and value, I will quickly go hue. What do I want? Cooler? Okay, more red. Saturation, more vibrant. Value, it's darker. It's in a shadow. And then there we go.
Organizing colors this way helps a lot.
Yeah,
Helps
like
a lot.
I think about hue, saturation, and value separately. So like, again, if we want like a color or something in there, right, we could just go like that. And I've been painting like a little bit today, so I'm a little bit warmed up.
Mm-hmm. We took a painting class, and one of the great advice is getting your values right, and then you can always just put the color with the same value on top. Like, get the value correct so that you can see the relationships between the light, medium, and the darks, and then you're like, okay, well, now I'm gonna just like change the color of the shadow, but make sure that the shadow feels like a shadow. Like, it may not be. I've seen let me think. Let me find.
So what were you talking about?
What was I talking about?
Lemler's class?
Yeah, Lemler's class. Yeah.
What did he say? I was reading in chat.
He was talking about how just pick the value. It doesn't really matter the color. You can always change the color later.
Oh,
yeah. So like, oh, I can draw like a green flower and I want it to be this value. But like, you know, let's say if I have a limited amount of time, I'm just going to put in the value really quick. Like this is the correct value that I want. But I can always change it. So I'm like, oh, well, maybe I want my values to be a little bit bluer. So I'll just change this color to this color instead. But the values still hold up, for example. So that's like thinking in terms of hue, saturation, and value and kind of determining which one you want.
And value is going to be the most important one always.
Yes, yes.
You know, it's like because value describes your form. It describes like what's happening.
Mm-hmm. And it's like, okay, well, I want like a little middle part for the flower. But I don't necessarily want it this color, but for the sake of time, I'm just going to put in this light bit because I want that as my value. So I'm like, okay, well, maybe I'll turn this into something yellow instead because bright yellows are light in value.
How do you make the objects you add feel natural to the background art when manually color picking? I think about my lighting situation. So like if I wanted to add something, I don't know, a big sheet of paper on the ground, right? I'd go, all right, I want to add a big sheet of paper, whatever, on the ground in this shot. Well, this is a really, really warm room, right? Very warm. So I know my sheet of paper, it's going to be a light value, and it's probably going to be quite warm. So I'm just making a guess. And I'll go, whatever, like that. There's my first best guess. And I'll make sure it's in perspective. And then I can go, all right, maybe I'll add my sheet of paper and I'll have it, whatever, going into the light over here. Well, it's going to get hit by light and it's a warm light. So I'm going to warm it up. I'm going to make it a lot brighter.
Ooh.
And I'll do that. And so, like, this is a warm room. I got a lot of warm bounce shooting around everywhere. Like, obviously, my sheet of paper is not going to be green. I can give you an example of where it would be green.
Ooh, in
right
there.
Here, in this environment. This environment is very greenly lit. So if I add a sheet of paper, I'm probably going to find a green like this. It's a cool green because it's, you know, probably, I'm just guessing, something like this.
You actually have sheets of paper on that environment too.
Yeah, and I'm refinding it, right?
Yeah.
Feels maybe a little bit bright. Yeah, that works. And then what about my shadows? Well, my shadows are more blue. So if I have a shadow, like let's just say, I don't know, let's say there's another leg of the table coming out. It's a 4-legged table instead of a 3, right? And there's a shadow that's being cast over this paper. Well, I'm going to go definitely bluer and a lot darker. And so I'll just kind of make a guess.
And then you kind of ask yourself, like, does this feel right?
Yeah, does it feel right?
Like you're not just going to put pink in there.
Yeah, like obviously it's not going to be a white sheet of paper isn't going to be this color.
Yep.
Like that don't feel right. I think, what is my lighting? My light is very greenish. And so anything is going to be affected by green. And if I have a red object on the ground, like I have one right here. And the reason I put it there is because I wanted to explain, this stuff. This is for a class that I recorded. And so, you know, if I wanted to put a blue sheet of paper on the ground, like let's take a blue sheet of paper and I'll kind of just do that. All right, if it's blue, okay, let's start with blue. Green light. So it's going to go over here. And then it's probably not going to be a super saturated. I guess it depends on what blue I'm starting with. But let's just go. Does that feel good? Well, it's the same value of the floor, and I don't really like that. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to darken it. That feels better.
That does feel better. And it kind of looks like it's being affected by the green as well when you move towards green.
Let's move it like a little bit more green.
But you can tell that's blue.
Yeah, and then I got the shadow. The shadow is blue. So I'm going to move back down here. Darker for the shadow, for sure.
Temperature change.
Yeah.
This is Photoshop.
Maybe something like that. And I still want to draw it in perspective. So there's like a blue sheet in the room, or like a blue object on the ground in the room. And then I probably will just come down here and grab my shadow color, whatever it is. It doesn't really matter. And I'm going to go, this is a piece of paper. It's got a shadow under it. This is a piece of paper. It has a little ambient occlusion line. This is a piece of paper. Maybe there's just a little bit of depth. So it steps up. Not that it's going to be that extreme, but, you know. Yeah, that might work.
Is there a way to pin colors? I have seen some people use color palettes right under the color wheel.
I don't.
I'll
just put a little swatch on my page if I need it. Like if I like this blue, I'll just come back to the blue and color sample it.
Mm-hmm. I rarely make color palettes, actually.
Yeah, I'll rarely have my painting will be the color palette. Like I'll just color sample from it. I'll go, oh, I really like this, whatever object right here, and then I'll go, you know, what if there was, I don't know, what if this person had some like post-it notes or something stuck here, and they were, I don't know, like that. And then one of them is a little bit of a different value. One of them is reddish. It's gonna be pretty dark. All of the colors are like relating to each other as well. Of course, this isn't like a full-on color theory lesson, but in order to have like color harmonies, like your colors have to relate with each other. Like your brain has to go, okay, I can see that those things are affecting each other. So like if I went and took this sheet and I copied it and I pasted it up into this room, that would make no sense lighting wise. If I wanted to put this sheet in this room and it was a white sheet, it's definitely going to be a lot darker. So I'm just going to like darken it down a lot. It's definitely going to be blue because how much blue lighting is in the room. Probably a little bit lighter than that, maybe like that. You know, it's closer. It's definitely closer. You know, we just stick this here. I want to make sure it's in perspective and it makes sense. And let's just test some stuff. You know?
By Armor Talks?
That works.
Yeah.
For the most part. Maybe I'll put a little gradient on it.
I really like gradients.
Like that.
This is Photoshop.
Again, I want to relate it to the environment. It's like paper doesn't, you know, this obviously isn't a perfectly flat piece of paper. It's kind of got like waves in it. So I'm just going to put a little line underneath of it. Make sure it's in perspective. Again, go back to like dimensional drawing, you know. And then what?
You can also think of the paper as like, what's the local value of the paper?
Yeah.
You know, like that's going to be white. But obviously white
in this
lighting is not going to be white. It's got to feel white though.
Yeah. So if this paper is crinkly, then I can add maybe some of those crinkles in it. Like, and I'm thinking in terms of like topology, right? So it's like, here's a plane facing that way. So maybe I'll get some light from down there, which means probably a little bit more purple. So let's go here. Let's go more purple.
Same value.
Same value. I don't want to blast it, right? Like I'm not going to go like that. Not unless it's closer. All right. What about facing the other way? Well, maybe like that. And I'm like designing these shapes.
Wow.
Feels a little bit better. I feel like that might get a little bit harsh.
The power of fundamentals.
Yeah.
Yes, Photoshop is a computer program.
Like it works okay. I wouldn't say I'm crazy about it.
Do you think it's a bit warm?
Me?
Or, yeah.
I could cool it down. Maybe like that more.
Maybe.
So. Again, it depends on like exactly how the lights are affecting it and everything. But we could, you know, we could do that. Like a piece of paper in that room might look something like that. Maybe even a little bit darker.
I think darker works better.
Yeah.
And it looks very different in that room.
Yeah, like this to me. I feel like I would probably want to do something like this.
Do you think
that feels good?
Mm-hmm. Do you think drawing fast affects finishing artwork? Because I can't finalize anything at all.
Not necessarily.
No. I think finalizing, it just depends on like how finished you want it. Do you want everything to be rendered perfectly? Do you want, like, some people can have something really rough, but it looks finished. And some people can have something that looks finished, but that is very pristine and detailed, but doesn't look finished. So you were talking about this earlier, Colton, like a while back, how it's like having sharper edges and tighter edges can make something look cleaner. But softer edges make something a little bit unfinished. Like, so what is your definition of finished, you know? Because I can say you can have a portrait that's really, really, let me see here. Let me do this gal right here. And I'm just going to go ahead and copy paste this for demonstration. So like, let's say a lot of this is very much blurred. Is there a Gaussian blur? I don't remember. I don't know how to do this. Oh, there it goes. So like, let's say I have like a piece that's everything's just very soft like this. But if I added a sharper edge in comparison, you focus on that and you're like, okay, not that saying that this looks finished, but like something's happening where you're like, this feels refined in comparison to all like these edges, these softer edges. So like, even if you have something that's relatively rough, if you just add a few sharper edges to direct attention, it can feel finished and you don't have to like spend so much time on it. It's not necessarily about drawing faster. It's about knowing what you want out of the piece. It can't be different from my definition of finish, you know? Some people say like, oh, I want a clean line work and clean colors. That's the definition of finish for me, you know? Apple, so silly. Yeah, stinky. But also having like a process, which is, do my values look okay? Let me think of how to explain this, because it is a complicated subject sometimes, because it's like not everyone has the same amount of process. Not everyone has the same process, and not everyone's artwork looks the same. So I cannot tell you like, does drawing faster work for you? It may not. What I do to make sure a piece looks generally cohesive is, are my values correct? Are my soft and hard edges where I want them to be? You know, what level of detail is something? You know, for instance, the face can be more polished than maybe the clothes, and that's maybe intentional, right? Like, where's my focal point? Then you have multiple focal points as well, because you can definitely have, like, let's say this character right here, I can definitely focus a lot on the face, but maybe the rest of the outfit, like, let's say if I drew a pose and I didn't want people to pay attention to her body, but rather her hand and her face, I would focus my power on here. But then the rest can be a bit more implied. It doesn't have to have the same level of finish. Does that make sense? My current screen case protector on my iPad is all scratched up. So the one that we use currently is from Pen Tips. I think it's a Pen Tips drawing mat. I think that's what it's called. I don't remember.
Feel overwhelming when it comes to figuring out where to put shadows. How do I properly place them? Shadows are difficult. They're a multi-skill thing. In order to place shadows, I don't know if I still have that demo from recently. I don't know where it is.
Oh, I think I might know what you're talking about.
The shadow one. Maybe I don't even have it anymore. It doesn't look like I have it.
Oh, okay.
I might be able to find it in the Discord. It requires the ability to draw dimensionally. And no, I don't think I have it anymore. I could just redraw it, like, to an extent. So if you want to figure out the shadows, like, physical three-dimensional objects cast shadows, right? Shadows are like a three-dimensional thing. So we need a world to work with, right? So here's a ground plane. This is where we're going to work. This is like the 3D viewport of a 3D program, all right? And so what we'll do is we need to add a light source, all right? So a light source could be like right here. This is our light. The light is hovering above the ground, and it has an exact point in space, right? It has an X, Y, and Z location in space. This is a point light. Point light. And now, in order to have a shadow, we need an object to cast a shadow, right? So here's a cylinder. Let's cast a shadow. Actually, no, let's do like a box, right? Doesn't matter what the rotation of the box is. Let's just go, here's the box. This has a specific location in space in relation to the light. We need that in order to calculate shadows, all right? Now what happens is we can use draw through on this box to find the back sides that we can't see. And in order to cast a shadow off this box, we use this point and we drag it out, and we take a line from our light and we drag it through this point and this point. Or rather, the bottom one goes through this point. That's like our ground direction. The light direction up top is going through this point because we're casting a shadow off of this line. And then we're going to cast a shadow off of this line. And then this line. And then we just connect. We just connect the dots. So, like, again, calculating cast shadows is not an easy thing. It requires you to be able to draw in 3D, all right? So this line goes through here. This is our shadow of this front line. This
Okay.
is our shadow of this line. And then we do the same thing here. Zoop. And come on. Zoop. This is the shadow of this rear line that we can't see. Now you just connect the dots. Zoop. Zoop.
I always forget to connect from the bottom point.
And so this is the cast shadow of this box that we would see right here. And this side would be in shadow. This side, because it's being hit at such a steep angle, would be like mostly in shadow. And this top surface would be lit because it's getting hit by the light. Like that's kind of like the question that you're asking, but you'll notice that I haven't even talked about perspective at all. Like perspective, drawing in 3D is like a prerequisite for being able to do this thing. This is like writing a paragraph, and perspective is knowing words and how to spell them, basically. If that makes sense. So form drawing, which is like rendering like organic forms and stuff, is also has like a whole thing to it. Mm-hmm. And no, it's not that one. Color lessons? Yes. And I talked about that a little while back on stream, but essentially you have core shadows and cast shadows. Core shadows are when the form turns away from the light, and cast shadows are when an object casts a shadow like what I just did. So a form shadow would be, say, if this corner was rounded like this, right? And you get a shadow right here, and it turns away from the light. That would be a form shadow. This would be a cast shadow. And so objects will have both, like a body. Like this is actually a pretty big topic in figure painting and figure drawing. You learn forms and cores. Like a cylinder will have a form shadow. Like let's just say, and we're not going to get into like a bunch of lighting and complicated stuff today, but you'll have, say, for example, a form shadow, and then this cylinder will also cast, a cast shadow. like this. And this shadow would be a cast shadow. And I'm not even really talking about like bounce light or whatever. Right?
Light is physics.
Yeah, so cast, form, you know, bounce light. And if, whatever, there was like a, you know, there was like a wave down here in the ground. The form shadow or the cast shadow would describe that.
Oh, that's cool.
You know, and you can use shadows, you know, like whatever. If you have like a skirt and you have legs underneath of the skirt, here's a leg, here's a leg. You could use cast shadows from the skirt to describe the form of the leg, which is like a design. You'll see this all the time everywhere, by the way. You know, they'll describe the form of the leg using the skirt or cast shadows.
Mm-hmm.
You'll see that all the time.
Something that I noticed is that people will be kind of timid with their shadows. Like they'll only add them like on the edges of stuff rather than thinking of shadows in terms of masses. If you do like a bunch of portrait painting studies or figure painting studies, you'll notice that like you'll see a lot of masses of stuff, masses of shadows. And it's important to see that because of how it links how it all links together. So for instance, like if I were to shade this body, for example, some people, and this was me included, like, because like my only idea of a shadow was like, oh, there's maybe some shadow on the edges.
Yeah.
So like every shadow would just kind of look the same.
Which
There's
you
like,
can achieve
yeah,
in a specific lighting situation, but most people don't think about that.
Right.
When they shade like this, it's because they don't know how to shade or they don't know how light works, so they're just like, oh, I'm just going to
kind of
do something. Like this is like angle of incident lighting.
yeah. Which, you know, that does exist, but it's
Yeah.
like you got to know that it exists and know how it works in order to pull it off.
Yeah, and you might get like a really harsh shadow like back here. It might look something like this. If she's like standing up against a wall and there's like, and it's like flashlight lighting. Like you see immediately this starts to feel like flashlight lighting.
Yep.
Like a shadow
exactly.
on a
It literally
wall
looks
behind
like
her
it.
or something. And then you'll start. Ariel Perez, he's a concept artist. He almost exclusively uses this lighting. He's a phenomenal artist. And you get highlights in the middle, by the way.
Yeah. Oh, highlights in the middle? Okay.
Yeah.
Like
the
speculars.
highlights will be in the, the speculars will be in the center of the form when you have lighting from the front like that.
I want to copy paste this.
A really good example of an artist who uses this kind of lighting. Let me grab some of his work really quick.
I will also imagine, like, I won't think of this as, oh, I'm shading a body. I would think, oh, I'm shading a box. I'm shading a cylinder. So this is what I see here.
Yeah.
And I'll just draw this while you,
I already have it.
Okay, good.
But do you want me to show it now?
Yeah, you can show it now.
Okay.
I'll just draw this really quick.
Sure. You will notice that this guy, he uses almost exclusively front lighting. And you'll notice that as his forms turn away from us, they get darker. Right? You've got basically the viewer, the subject, and the light is like at the viewer. Like the light, it's almost like the viewer is holding the light. And so your forms will roll away from the viewer. But from your perspective, the cylinder, you know, will look like this. Right? It'll look like this. There's your cylinder. And if you move the light just a little bit to the left or right, you may get just a cast shadow of the cylinder behind it peeking out. You ever had a flashlight at night and you do like this? You'll see like the shadows all kind of moving. It looks like that. So this guy, his name's Ariel Perez. A-R-I-E-L. Really nice guy. You can see that all of his stuff, here it is. center highlight, form rolling away, and he actually uses his line work to start that rendering. It's like a really efficient workflow.
Wow.
So he uses the line work to start to make it feel like the form is rolling away from us. Like he'll just kind of extend the line art a little bit like this.
Oh,
right?
that's so cool.
And then you'll have like the local value of the object, whatever it is, and a sphere. A sphere would kind of look like this. You know? And then you'd have the highlight in the middle. So you'll see some character designers work this way.
Whoa. It's crazy how it just comes together so effortlessly like that.
Well, Will Weston taught us this lighting in
Yeah.
some class. I don't remember which class of
Most
his it
likely
was.
a figure drawing class.
Probably.
Did he teach a figure painting class?
Yeah, at one point. I
Okay,
think we
then that
took a
probably
figure
was it.
painting class from him.
Yeah.
See?
Oh, that's
It's
so
that
cool.
same exact lighting.
Ariel Perez.
Yep.
Up there. That's the artist's name.
There it is. He's a concept artist. Mostly characters and creatures, it looks like. Obviously, he can do everything, but most of the stuff he posts is that. And you can see he does it everywhere. Like, here's his little highlight right here on the bottom of the cylinder. It's this highlight right here. Here's the highlight on the elbow pad. Here's the light. And you'll just see that he uses everywhere in the center of every single form. He will have a highlight if it is a material that highlights, right? That's reflective. So if you draw like, I don't know, something like this around it, like a metal loop or something, you'd get a highlight right there. And it'd look like that. And maybe we could have like a cast shadow underneath of it. Like that.
That's so cool. Oh, that is so cool.
Yeah. And you could even make this like an entire coil, right? Like let's say the bottom is coiled. And so we've got all these coils going around the form like this.
Well,
You'd have a highlight on all these. Boop, boop,
kind of going
boop,
back
boop,
to that
boop.
one question of like, oh, how do you study someone's style? Like, this is literally what you're doing.
Yes, whoever asked that earlier, this is how I would study somebody's style. Is like it comes from an understanding of like what they're doing exactly, and then it's like, you know, you'd probably have the silhouette coming in there. Like we could add a coil onto that, you know.
Comes together nicely, and it's just simple lines. It's because the lines have a purpose.
Yeah, they're all very purposeful and intentional.
I think the purpose and intention is so important for like even like a process, because each step of your drawing, if you draw really slowly and you're like, man, I just can't seem to finish it, it's because your lines or your whatever stroke that you're doing has not as much intention. So it's like, what is the stroke even for? Is it to refine, or is it to block in a shape? Is it to shade? Something like that.
Yeah. Like you can see, like here's his little shadow right here. Zoop, there's a little shadow above that little tube. Here's
That's
the
so
shadow.
cool.
Zoop. Here's the highlight. Zoop. Here's the form. Here's the center line, right? Center line. And here's the side that's moving away from us. It's in more shadow. He's got his ellipse, and here's this ellipse. It's just very well done. He's just, you know, he's really
Phenomenal.
good. Here's his shadow as well.
Look at that cast shadow. It's rolling around the form of that
Yep.
that cloth underneath.
This shadow of the front is rolling around and describing what's going on underneath of it. It's exactly the principle of like the skirt is this.
Yep.
It's like you've got that triangle
Thank you, Lau.
and then it's, you know, describing that form underneath. It's like doing extra work for you without extra work for him.
Hey, that kind of looks even like a shading, like a collar, for example, collar on a shirt. That
Yeah.
could work perfectly.
Like if there's a cylinder underneath of this and the light is coming from like our left, you probably get a shadow right there.
Mm-hmm.
And that's like what he's doing.
Thank you, Benny. By the way, if you do want accountability and understanding of how to like draw bodies and stuff and anatomy, we have a live class coming up this weekend. Signups are still open.
Yes. Signups are open for our
helpful.
live class for a figure drawing.
Yes.
It's going to be a 7-week-long figure drawing class, and we're going to go over, proportion, gesture, drawing boxes with simple bodies with simple volumes, all the
like
anatomy,
this.
Torso, front, back, legs, arms, feet, hands, heads, that kind of stuff.
So if you suck at drawing people, I think one of the best ways to learn is taking a figure drawing class. So you can check it out here. It is not free. But our streams
paid class.
are free.
You'll get critiques on every single assignment that you turn in, and it's fun. It's gonna be fun. It's our 3rd term running classes, and
super excited.
They're a lot of fun. So if you're looking for something to do to get better at drawing people, this is your chance.
Yeah,
for sure. Hey Kevin.
Hey Kevin.
Ketsu.
So like when I light a figure, this is what I see here. I will transform this into this in my brain. And so like, oh, how does the light and the shadows affect this form specifically? And so like sometimes I'll even start with very hard edges just to kind of get a feel for like where do I shade. So like anything that's facing light, which is like a top plane or front plane, is going to be in light. Anything that's going away from the light is going to be in shadow, even the side planes. So it's like, okay, well I'm going to render this like a like a box. So like this and this and this will be in shadow. All of this, you got to be consistent. Like sometimes I'll notice when people shade, they'll shade this part as if it has a certain light direction, and then they'll shade another part of the body that has a completely different light direction. So it's like you have to choose when and be consistent. If this side is shaded, this side will also be shaded as well. Same thing right here. And it's just very logical in that sense. This dips down a little bit, this comes back up towards the light, then dips back down again. It's all like that's the reason why form drawing is so important to learn. Right? So then what you do is you translate this. Let me just erase this part out a little bit here because it looks a little bit weird. There we go. So then you translate this kind of mock-up onto something that's softer.
Yeah.
Oh, like the bottom of the chest, for example, will have a shadow. Here's a dip in the center line. This is this. So if it's rolling over the form, or if this is my light situation, I will have more shadow going down here. Maybe I'll have a shadow coming in this direction because it's like dipping into the body. And this is just really, really rough. So this will be shaded like a cylinder. Shaded like a cylinder. Shaded like a cylinder. This can be shaded kind of more similar to a box. So this is generally how I view shading bodies and stuff. Sometimes the topology needs to be like fixed a bit because right now it's not the best, but it's a similar concept. Yeah, I was actually thinking of card captor for this one here. I always think it's fun when you talk about people's styles like that, like breaking it down. Just really demystifies a lot of things.
Yeah, like it's very difficult for someone without fundamental like training to break down a style, because all style is kind of just doing the same thing in a little bit different ways. It's like trying to break down someone's writing style if you can't read. You know what I mean? It's like it's just not physically possible. Or it's like you focus on like very surface level things. It's so incredibly important to have a foundation, because everybody else, even with vastly different styles, they have that same foundation. They're just applying it in slightly different ways. They're just tweaking it. They're pulling these little levers. But if you're not even aware of the levers, you can't relate to it. You can't figure out like, oh, what are they doing exactly? And it's one of those grinds, The foundation, it takes a long time to learn. Like art is a difficult thing. There's a lot to it. Yeah,
it's not obvious to learn either. Like you kind of have to go through a bunch of trial and error to be like, is this how I should learn this XYZ? And then that's why classes are so important.
Finding your live while I'm sick feels like a reward for surviving.
Oh, that's so sweet.
That's great.
That is so sweet. You don't have any tips on how to make skin look soft? Gradients, soft edges. So if you, like, let's say if I'm shading this finger, if I use like really, really hard edges, kind of makes it feel really, I don't know, sharp and angular. But if you blur the edge, I mean, I literally just repeated myself. What the heck?
Do a tutorial for my style. Yeah, dude, people comment that. People will literally comment on our TikToks and videos and be like, can you do it? Like, this doesn't fit my style. Can you do a tutorial for it in my style? And I'm just like, if it's your style, you should be the one making the tutorial.
Yeah, literally.
I don't get it.
Like, now look how soft this looks because the edge has kind of disappeared and you understand the material difference. That helps me, at least.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see here. Let me do this really quickly. Like, let's say if I want to shade her face, I don't want to use that color or that tone. This very, very hard edge for the shadow, even though it might be correct, maybe it's not the kind of lighting that I want. It's too hard. So I'm just going to go in, soften it, soften the edge. Oh, this smudge brush is not working the way I want it to. Soften, 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 soften. Now it looks soft.
Mm-hmm.
Not to say like you should only use soft edges for everything, but like kind of have a balance between like soft and hard, but mostly soft for softer skin.
Mm-hmm. You mostly draw stylized realism. What resources would you recommend for learning manga style? Buy some
manga. Yeah.
Buy some manga books and study them. What shapes did they use? This is sick, dude.
It's such a good style.
Buy some manga books, open them up, and just start doing studies. Like, look at what shapes they use. Study their proportions. How many folds do they add in the clothes? What do they use for the hair? How do they draw the eyes? And, like, just get your favorite manga and start doing studies. Helps a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, how would you know what to draw if you've never studied what to draw? It's like, it seems very... It seems very obvious, but a lot of the time it's not. You know, it's like... I'm just trying to think of an example. Like, you know, I just relate it to, like, speaking a language. Like, if you've never heard the language, you've never, learned the language or learned what words mean and how to say them, like, you wouldn't be able to speak the language.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And I think it's also a misconception that just because it looks like a slightly different style, that the approach should be different. No, it's not.
Yeah, that, like, everything is different. Like, there's a very, very little difference between what Christina's doing right there in terms of the skill, what Christina's doing there, and, like, this kind of stuff. The subject is wildly different, but this is 3D. Christina's drawing in 3D.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this has lighting information. This has lighting information. Like, this has design and shape language. You know, the other one has design and shape language. Like, they're the same foundations. There's perspective. There's lighting. There's design. There's separation of light and shadow. Like, they're the same skills, different subject matter.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, I don't know. Like, the difference between, like, I don't know, Game of Thrones and, like, I don't know, some, like, BL or something, you know, like, they're both English, they both use words to communicate, like, they're both telling stories, like, you're capturing a reader's attention.
Mm-hmm. And that's why fundamentals are so important, right? Absolutely, Nana. Right
Yeah.
on the dot.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, and that doesn't mean that, like, they're the same language, right? You'd still have to practice and study.
Yep. But it's like that's why some people can like just change styles just instantly. They just can adapt because they're just manipulating the elements. Think of it like magic, like a magic system. If you understand how to utilize what similarities all the elements are, like fire, water, blah blah blah, now you can like bend different elements. You know, I don't know how to explain it other than that. But if you want to learn the fundamentals, we actually have an art school that covers the fundamentals and more, and it's currently 20% off, so you can check that out if you want. Let's see here. Copying someone else's character in their own art style doesn't feel like it'll get much mileage for learning, but I mostly feel bad when I copy someone's work one-to-one.
It depends on what you get out of it. Like, are you copying the work and trying to just really focus on like positive and negative space? Or are you trying to like understand the thought process that's going into the work? Like, I think you can learn a lot out of one-to-one studies, but you can also do it in a way that you won't hardly get anything out of it. It depends on like what you're looking for and how you look for it.
I think one thing I don't necessarily let me see. I don't if you're gonna study an artist, I would not recommend just going by outline. So like, for instance, I want to draw the hair, but I'm gonna like just kind of try to nail down the silhouette. Like you want to understand from start to finish, like how do they construct the head, how do they roll the form around the hair, around the head for the hair, what's their proportion like, what's all that. And you can get a lot out of just studying just like that, just starting from construction. I gotta use bathroom.
Like it's all based on understanding. Like, are you studying it to understand the decision-making process? Like, for example, right? This was a study that I did from Food Wars, and this is Arena, and I studied it in order to try and understand how they use their line work and leaving gaps in their line work. So the way that I tend to draw is I tend to draw and not use a lot of gaps in my line work. And I think that it's interesting. So what I did was I copied the eye, and I'm like, look at this, what I found. They left a path in a straight line, right? This is my study, by the way. They left a path in a straight line through the eye of highlight, of like breaking the line. And I had never thought of doing that before. So if I wasn't looking for decisions, I wouldn't have found them. And so now if I'm going and I'm drawing like an eye on my own, for example, right? And I'll just go like, whatever. I'll do like an eye on my own. I could come in here and go, okay, there's that. And here's whatever, maybe this. Well, maybe I'll just go like, oh, like a path through the eye. That's kind of cool. If I do like this and I leave like a path of empty through the eye and I like try to apply that, like that could be kind of cool. You know, maybe I do something like that, or maybe I just leave one gap right there, or maybe I come down here. Like, I'm trying to like finesse different ways to like practice or try this, right? I find that kind of cool.
Where to start on fundamentals? Good question. Form drawing is really important for fundamentals. Help you a lot.
Like, that's kind of interesting. Ooh. And I'll look for stuff when I'm drawing. Like, I'll notice gaps and I'll copy it one-to-one in order to try and figure out like what decisions are they making and why, like where are they leaving gaps. And like some of these are studies and some of them are my own. Like, you know, some of them are studies, some of them are my own. I draw Miki a lot, or I'll turn like an image I see into my character, and I'll just do it over and over and over and over and over, like many, many, many times. You know, some of them are from observation. These two are from imagination. You know, this one is from observation, but I turned it into my character. And I don't really post these anywhere. They're just studies. I'm just doing like 1,000 heads challenge, right? These ones are from imagination. That one's from imagination. This one, I think, was a study. Yeah. Sometimes I forget. This one was from imagination. This one was a study.
I love that one. That one's done really nicely.
You know, this is a study. Gunsmith cats. This is another study. and like I'll just learn stuff as I go. Like all of these are from imagination. Or wait, were these? No, some of these were from wait, Christina, look. Were these from imagination?
No, that's from a reference, but you turn it into Mickey.
Okay,
like Disney expressions.
I turned like Disney expressions into more of like an anime.
Mm-hmm. Like some of them were Mother Gothel. Some of them were from like Moana or something.
And then some of them are from imagination. Like that one's from
I love that one. I don't know what it is, but for some reason seeing Miki like enjoying food or like crying, I don't know, just makes me I shouldn't say happy like that. It just makes me like, oh my gosh, that's so heckin' cute. What the heck? I'm struggling with perspective. Is there any tips?
Yes. I mean, what are you struggling on? Because like there's a lot to perspective. How far did you get? What did you run into? What type of trouble?
What kind of exercises are you trying to learn as well? Want to have a Gothic style that's still cutesy, seems kind of Herculean to mesh the two. Oh, I'm sure you can definitely pull it off. Not as quick.
That's still cutesy. Oh yeah. You
can there's
100%
totally.
Do that.
I've definitely probably seen something similar to that, but I don't remember what artist it is. Sometimes what I'll do is I will like find someone who really. Oh, look up. Do we have the Witch Hat Atelier manga?
I don't know where it is.
I think it's in here. Probably
I don't. Are they even down there? Are the mangas in there? Oh, there's some. There's one.
You can tell that with Witch Hat Atelier, for example, their style. Sorry, I keep clicking these things. Their style is heavily based on like etching, like medieval etching art. And so they combined their hatching and their line work with that influence. Like this just feels this just has that like medieval influence, that manuscript influence. Let me look up some other ones here. Like look at the way how they describe the folds. Just have that etching style.
Yeah.
It's really, really cool. Look at this.
Like a lot of manually building up line work.
A lot of hatching, a lot of like this.
Hatching, broken lines.
Broken lines, yeah. So wonderfully done. I know it's not necessarily Gothic, but that's how they like mix certain elements together in their own art. Absolutely amazing.
Yeah, it's very good stuff.
Yeah. It's really apparent in this cover too. But it's like fun if you know the fundamentals, like how to shade cloth. You can just say, oh, instead of a flat like value for the shadows, I'm going to hatch it instead. And I'm going to use softer gradients to get the effect that I want. Yes, we're married. I'm using shapes to understand and try to figure out how the body should look at a higher low angle.
Using shapes.
Is that the perspective thing that you're trying to do? So what do you mean by shapes?
Yeah. that would be my first question is like, what do you mean by shapes? Like, do you mean three-dimensional forms like boxes and cylinders and cones, or do you actually mean shapes like a square or a triangle?
And also high and low angles are extremely difficult, like boxes. Okay, so I mean, like, trying to do that is definitely you're in the right direction.
Yes, like boxes. Okay, so like forms, like primitive forms.
Yeah, definitely in the right direction with that. Have you done exercises like drawing in 1, 2, and 3-point perspective?
Yeah. Like
those exercises. Do you know what boxes look like? Because it's kind of, I know it might sound a bit weird for me to ask that, but like some people don't actually know what a box looks like. They'll try to draw a box and they'll be like, why does my box not look right? Like this. I'm not saying that this is your drawing, but like this is what I'll notice with a lot of artists is they think they'll know what a box looks like, but when they try to draw it, it looks like this. So it's like, how is a box formed? Does that make sense?
Yeah. And like even people who have been drawing for a really long time have this problem. Like if you haven't properly learned, you probably don't actually know how to do it, no matter how long you've been drawing, generally. It's one of those things you'll just kind of got to learn how to do.
That's cool. Yeah. So if you did master that part, then drawing boxes intuitively.
If you've mastered it, you definitely wouldn't be here right now.
Yeah, that's
so,
very
like,
true.
I can assure you, you haven't mastered it. But I would just go back to like your 1, 2, and 3 point perspective. I mean, 1 point perspective is what a lot of people will use for like high angles.
Yeah.
It's just the vanishing point is looking down instead of straight.
Like high or low angles, it's like, okay, well, how far are you going to foreshorten a box? This is a 1 point perspective box right here.
You need that as sorrow head.
What, sorrow head? Oh, yeah. Like, can you... so being able to draw bodies with high and low angles is understanding how to manipulate the space.
This dude.
So, like, the proportions of the figure, for example, like, how far do you know how to push those boxes if you're looking at an extreme angle like this? If I'm looking at a body that's this, do I know the proportions of this? How do I, like, roughly divide it to make it feel correct, right? Because this is a box, but it's not, like, a long rectangular box. I would not use this box for this angle here, especially for the torso. I would make a much shorter box. Like, do you know how to do that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that takes a long time, and it's very, very difficult. You have to like do a lot of studies trying to analyze this stuff. So how do the boxes overlap? You know, are we going to see more pelvis than torso? Like, how small is a torso going to be in comparison to this? Because if we're looking at it from the bottom like this, we'll see the majority of this pelvis down here, and then we'll barely see any of the chest. It'll just be overlaps. I'm saying that this is more like an extreme angle, but boxes are going to be really important for that. Understanding what side are you looking at? Are you looking at the top? Are you looking a bit at the front? Is it slightly turned? That's what's going to help you with the perspective. What sides are we seeing? How foreshortened it is? How long are the boxes? I asked my teacher how I would know when I mastered something. He said, when you are bored of doing it. My mind was blown to such a simple answer.
Then I master everything the second I do it.
You get bored. It's funny. Oh, that's cool.
You will know that you've mastered something when you no longer encounter any situation that you don't have like multiple great solutions to. Like, mastering something is like every situation you encounter, you can solve it and you have solutions in your bag for it. Like, oh yeah, I could do that. Or, oh yeah, I know a way to do that. Mm-hmm. Like, generally, because like masters have so much experience, there's nothing that they haven't basically encountered that they don't have a solution to.
An exercise that you can try is bendy boxes. Starting off with a box, whatever box that you want in any angle, and then you just like add another box and add an attachment to it. So like, oh, I'm going to bend this box, and I'm gonna make it parallel. Make them isometric for the most part. So like this line, this line, this line all match up. These verticals match up. These horizontals match up. Does that box feel relatively decent? Then move on, right? And then you just connect those forms. Not that this is a good box. And then you're like, oh, I'm going to attach this into a little wedge. There's a bendy box. And then you just repeat. Maybe you're like, okay, I'm going to try a box that's facing downward. Maybe something like this. That's perhaps a little bit harder. Nah, I'm not going to do it that much. Maybe I'll do this. I'm going to try to create a box out of this. Connect them and draw through them so that you know where you're looking at. These boxes are horrible right now. 1 second. Colton's very good at doing these. There we go. And then, like, let's say, oh, okay, maybe I want a box that's attached to this side here. And maybe it's bending only a little bit. This is a very difficult exercise that really works out your mental brain, your mental muscles. Trying to figure out the dimension and the space that these boxes are in. And you're like, okay, I'm going to connect that and that. And you basically just make a whole chain of boxes. This is fun. This is a fun exercise that you can try for even people drawing. Like, people drawings is this.
Do we have separate art instas? Yeah, but I haven't really posted anything on it.
Yeah.
I don't really post my art. I'll share stuff that I make in our Discord server, but I don't really post much on social media. Maybe at some point.
Yeah, I don't really post much either. I don't finish work as much I don't finish work these days. My English is horrible today.
Finish work?
Yeah, I don't really finish like personal pieces these days. I'm trying to finish the Miki piece, but I keep putting it off. Yeah, our art server is on our website right here. It's also on our bio. I've heard it argued that copying/studying constitute as plagiarism, but you're not taking other works and claiming it as your own. It's a learning aid.
I mean, I would say whoever argued it probably doesn't know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
You can find someone arguing for literally everything online. You can study stuff. Like, if you can find it, study it.
Even the old masters studied other artists before them.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Like, you can see a lot of influence. Like, I mean, artists will teach other artists. Like, that's why the whole, like, apprenticeship thing existed. You know, like, that's why if you're called a maestro, you can make your masterpiece, and then you become a master, and then you have to teach someone else, and then they'll learn from you, and then you, like, just pass on information. Even the old artists had their own references, and they referenced other artists. I think the idea that it's like plagiarism or whatever is kind of like an ego thing. That could just be my take on it, though.
I have no idea what people believe.
Yeah.
There's somebody out there who believes everything. It's like, I don't know. It's like one of those rules. Like, if it can be, if it exists, someone believes it.
Mm-hmm. Very true. Let's see here. Do the blades spin on the cap? Yes.
Yeah.
I also don't really finish my artwork very much, mainly because we work on the business, and I have to make art for the business too, and classes. So yeah, I mean, like, it's just different things. People say don't reference my art, and it doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make much sense to me either, because it's like sometimes.
I think I get what they're saying.
I get what they're saying.
They're what I think they're saying is don't take my art and try to imitate it in your art.
Yeah, and not.
Which, you know, to me feels like an insecurity thing. Like, people are trying to be so unique and quirky that they want to stand out and do something nobody's ever done before. Like, I get the thought process. I don't particularly agree with it or think it makes that much sense.
Mm-hmm. Do y'all do comms? I've always loved y'all style, and my OC would be so cute. Yeah, I do
Christina
comms.
does.
I do comms. You can DM me about it. Another way you can get a commission, a physical one actually, is if you get our anime art school for 20% off, and then you can get a lovely little watercolor.
You need to do
your
updated
character.
watercolors.
I know, I do. Yeah,
These are old.
These are old, but they're still. I think they're still.
Maybe we'll do an updated watercolor stream.
Yeah. So this is you can actually get this and have it mailed and sent to you if you get our anime art school at 20% off.
Yep.
That's what we're doing. So if that interests you.
So your OC here.
Yeah, you're OC here.
Yeah, we're focused on our school, and we're focused on a lot of different stuff. Like, we actually take a lot of classes. Christina and I have taken and done the homework for a lot of classes over the last couple of years. Like, a lot. We're still practicing constantly to try to improve.
Yeah.
We've gotten a lot better. Like, both of us have improved a lot over, say, the last 2 years. Take 10,000 hours to master a skill. I think that's from a Malcolm Gladwell book. It's like an estimation of mastery, of like the time it takes to master something, like 10,000 hours of focused practice. I can't say I necessarily disagree with it. It's probably quite accurate. They probably did a lot more research than I have.
Thank you, Fortnite. What's the best way to learn how to draw feet? Understand the forms of the feet. I like to use wedges. Like toe box.
But another thing is, like, I think you can master certain things in 10,000 hours. But, like, there are people who specialize. Like, you probably wouldn't master both car drawing and character design in 10,000 hours. Like, you could probably get pretty good at both.
Yeah.
It just depends. Like, there's so much to art. There's so many different industries. There's so many different fields within art. So many different subject matters that you can approach. But you can get pretty stinking far in 10,000 hours. I mean, that's an entire year is only like 8,000 something hours.
Wow.
So if you practice 12 hours a day, it would probably take you 3 years without taking any days off. Like, you can just kind of mathematically do it. And it makes sense too, because in that amount of time, you just encounter so many different situations that you have seen it all. Like, you've seen most things. Like, I would say one of the thing with, like, inexperienced artists have just constantly encountering things they've never seen before. But really experienced artists are like, oh, I've dealt with a situation like this. Oh, I've dealt with a situation like that.
I know how to tackle that.
Yeah, oh, I've seen this 50 times. Like, I can tackle something like that. Like, I've done very specific mood environments more times than, like, a beginner has even tried doing environments at all.
Yeah, we're married.
I've used specific color palettes so many times. I'm just like, yeah, I've dealt with this.
Yeah.
I've dealt with that.
Oh, I know how to tackle this.
Yeah. Or, like, the amount of things that you've drawn. Like, I've specifically gaming chairs. I drew this gaming chair almost from memory just because I've drawn stupid gaming chairs so much. And it's like, and I might, like, peek at a reference and be like, oh, okay. But, like, I'm pretty familiar with these forms. Like, how many people have drawn a gaming chair, let alone, like, 50 times? Like, I've drawn them from all different angles, or like a bed, or like whatever. Like, and once you understand, like, that primitive forms make up different things. Like, I've drawn a guitar a bunch of times, so, like, I can kind of draw one-ish from memory. But, like, there's a lot of different kinds of guitars, right? So, like, this is like an acoustic guitar.
I love how cute this room is. It's just amazing.
And, like, a lot of stuff in here is not super specific. I should take these boxes and stuff out.
I do semi-realistic art in black and white, but I'm having the hardest time translating into color, mostly because my color theory is still so bad.
It sounds like Kurapika Nen training. It really is. And, like, imagine a character who's battled so many enemies. You're like, a fast type enemy. I've dealt with them.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Or, like, a strength-based enemy. Like, I know how to fight them because I've done it a lot of times, right? You know what I mean?
Yep.
And so it's like breaking things down and understanding the primitive forms. And so if someone can't draw in perspective, like, how could they break something down into what its primitive forms are? It'd be very difficult.
Isn't that Kim Jung Gi's method of understanding how things work first?
If you do semi-realism in black and white, but you're having the hardest time translating it into color, then it may be that the black and white is not really that correct. Like, color is relatively easy to introduce to a piece if the values are working well.
Mm-hmm.
Kim Jung Gi's method of understanding how things work first.
Like understanding the forms, and then you can memorize them and draw them from different angles, what you were talking about earlier.
I mean, I wouldn't particularly say it's his method. I would say it's the method for understanding things. I'm sure there's like a specific way that he does it. It's like the method that most professional artists use. Like if you're a concept artist or you draw from imagination a lot, yeah, you definitely develop a way to understand and break things down. What's up?
Just brush.
Oh.
Yes, you can use this in Clip Studio as well. There you go.
I mean, like if I want to draw a camera like in front of me, I'll go like, okay, how many units long is the camera versus how many units wide? It's like, okay, there's that. And then how tall is it? So maybe it's like, I don't know, about this tall. And like I may draw this camera like 10 times from different angles. Okay. And then it like comes in a little bit. It comes in a little bit. And let's see, it like kind of comes out at like a pretty, like an angle like this. How long is it? It's probably about 2/3 of the length of this. You know, how thick is it? Maybe about that thick. And like I'll measure, like again, like learning proportionally, right? Going, okay, this lens, obviously it's an ellipse, the minor axis is going to be there, and it's like, here's the top of it. It pretty much reaches the bottom, actually. It's going to be like, you know, whatever. Like, no, it doesn't reach all the way over there. It's probably about like right here. Right, maybe there's the lens, and like how far does it come out? Okay, it has like that first step, and then it has another step, and then it has a third step, and it comes out. This ellipse isn't quite right. I should rotate it like, maybe like that. So like you measure like proportionally against the object itself. It's like human body proportion, like one hand length, you know, top of the head to the bottom of the nose, bottom of the nose to the pit of the neck. Like every object can be measured against itself proportionally. And so you go, okay, so the fold out part, you know, which is not here actually, it's
behind it,
it's back here, is, say, looks like it's around 2/3 of the length of the camera itself. So like a third and a third. Here it is. Here it is, right? So maybe we do that. This is just proportional measuring. Like you use this when you're designing, you use this all the time to understand objects, because as a designer, like you're going to be taking objects and you want to understand them in order to design your own worlds. Because like what I used to do is work as a concept artist, and like we would do this sort of stuff a lot. Like you'd break down objects, and you know, this has like a little boop, boop that comes out like this, and it goes up most of the way. It doesn't come down to the bottom completely. We've got like a little thingy up here that's diagonal, so here, and it's got a little sticky outy bit on it.
Is this a camera? Yes, it is.
Like this, and then the lens comes out, and I would say the lens comes out pretty far. Maybe this far? Maybe not that far. Maybe like this far. And it has 2 steps. Here's a step. I don't know. Here. And it has another step. Here. And it has a 3rd step, but that's actually feels like it's more part of like the body of the camera. And then the lens, like the front of it, looks like this.
What's the best way to beat art block? I've tried forcing myself to draw, but I don't know, never ends well.
Right.
There's
It looks
multiple
like
ways
that.
to beat it.
That's cool. And there's like this. This is how I would study an object. I'd like look at it proportionally to itself. And I would draw it from multiple angles. And then it's like, okay, here's this part up here. That's definitely the microphone part. The microphone's in here and it's like, boop, boop, boop. I'll just do this. I'll be lazy.
I have no time for the self-paced classes because of my schedule. Only 2 hours max a day. Well, that's why it's self-paced, Katsuwa. But
2 hours a day is a lot.
2 hours a
dude.
day is a lot.
But it's a good thing you have it forever.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's a little button up here. All the sides are rounded. 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 Is there anything over there? Not really.
Wow. It's really coming together. Love the line work in it so far. Something about your line work is so satisfying to look at. I don't know what it is.
And like studying a camera, I'll like draw this from 5 different angles, and then I'll try to draw it from imagination as well. It's just like studying an object. This is the exact same way that I would like study someone's like art style or whatever, anything. I would understand it from like a decision-making process if possible. There's like a record button up in here. It's got like a little ring, stuff on that side, whatever. And I'll just draw it from like different angles, and I'll be like paying attention to these distances. It's the same it's the same way that I drew Suya Froppy from MHA. Like I was like, there's like the goggles and the distance between stuff. Like you actually learn a lot about objects when you like I'm not looking at the camera from this angle. I'm looking at the camera from like in front, like this. So I'm drawing it from a different angle that I'm looking at it, and I'm looking at the proportions in order to help me reconstruct it at a different angle by measuring. Like this is about 2/3 of this, and how tall is it compared to how long is it? Like how far out does the lens come? All that sort of thing. It helps you understand it a lot better. Or if you draw it at like a slightly different angle, it would help a lot.
Mm-hmm. Is it drawn with a PC with a mouse? It is with a PC and a drawing tablet.
Yeah, I'm using an Intuos Pro Large. Look at that. And my drawing doesn't have to be pretty. Like it's not. It's a drawing to like understand things.
I think the best way to beat art block, as well, just kind of answering that question, is having a project that you're really passionate about, and also not pressuring yourself too much. Like, you don't have to make a masterpiece every single drawing that you do. Sometimes it's just like, yeah, I'm just gonna practice a bit. I'm gonna just draw for about 30 minutes, and then you can also think about like, okay, well, what do you want to draw? Do you want to draw? You have this like really cool scene in your head that you just want to sketch out and figure it out illustration wise, or do you want to learn something new, like how to draw a camera? You know, there's different ways that you can tackle it. Not everything will have the same solution though.
Yeah.
How long have you been streaming for? Today, or do you mean like just in general? Oh, cute. Do your little mic. I love this so much. Don't forget your propeller hat. But it's like, you can tell that Colton's having fun with this kind of thing. Like, he's just like, oh, I'm going to add a little picture here. I'm going to add another picture there.
Yeah.
It's not just purely like, oh, I'm going to draw and it's going to be boring.
I don't have to be a sweat about it either.
Yeah.
Like, not everything has to be a masterpiece. Who cares? Like, just have fun. Like, learn stuff. Enjoy it. Everybody's so obsessed with like being a sweat of everything these days. Like, just have fun.
Yeah,
Try stuff.
just chill, bro. I think it's just like impatience to be like somewhere immediately. Or it's like, oh, if I'm not being a sweat, it's not good enough. And I'm like, I don't know. Not really a big fan of that mentality. That's why you burn out. That's why you get art block a lot of the time, is when you like, when you think of art as a chore, you tend to get more art block. Like, oh, I should be doing this, or I should be doing that. I'm like, no, just draw because it gives you energy. People who are truly passionate about art and drawing, like, and they're just obsessively drawing, it's because they just truly enjoy it. Not to say like you have to like always enjoy every single thing all the time. There's always gonna be frustration, but it's like the main thing is if you're drawing out of guilt because, oh well, I haven't drawn in a while and blah blah blah, it's like that can worsen the art block. It can. What's the kitty's name? Applejack. Not My Little Pony.
I think they named it Apple Jacks.
Oh.
But we're just Apple Jacks.
He ain't plural. There's not. Yeah.
Apple Jacks is
that's
the,
true. That
the
is
cereal that they named. That
Yeah.
they named him after.
Yeah.
Raisin Bran. Fruit Loops.
Yeah. Frosted Flakes. I love that so much, actually. Yeah, he's a silly guy. Never happy with any of their drawings.
I don't think you can get this brush into Krita.
No, I don't think so.
Not the one
unfortunately.
that has been here. This one right here is just a basic round. Like, I was using the basic round brush. It's literally just
Now that you can get anywhere.
that. Like, I was drawing it with this.
Honestly, the basic round brush like this is just super nice as well. It's actually really satisfying to draw without any pen pressure too. Like, makes the drawing look really nice and cool.
I'm not very good at lips.
It's fun. For kitties, nice. It must be pretty hectic. The more I practice fundamentals besides drawing shapes because I actually enjoy those a lot, the more I find it quite pointless because I rarely ever use those. Is it alright to not practice once in a while and focus on my project instead?
I mean, absolutely. I would say a lot of your time should probably just be spent on your project. Your project is a good excuse to exercise the fundamentals that you're learning and to learn like batch skills. Or to apply your batch skills, you know? So like, you'll learn perspective, but if you're not applying the perspective, you're not really learning it. Like, give yourself not even permission, I would say understand that you're not really learning the fundamentals if you're not also learning how to apply them. So it's actually kind of your job to also apply them. If you are afraid to start drawing the things you enjoy because you feel like you need to keep grinding out something like perspective, just remember, like, part of perspective is applying it in practical real world situations. Like, I do a lot of boxes and practice and stuff like this, but at the end of the day, I'm also doing like a lot of stuff like this. Like, if I want to draw a box, I'm like, okay, what if I actually put a box in this scene, right? We could do floating cubes. Oh. It's a ghost. Actually, I'll draw it on a new layer. You know, we just go, oh, maybe like a floating cube. We'll do it down a little bit more so we can see 3 sides of it. Ooh, there's a floating cube.
Whoa.
And so we'll go, what is this cube?
Wait, he's using telekinesis.
Yeah. ghostly encounters.
Wait, that makes sense. You could put like a green haze around it to show its like connection to the ghost or something. Is there a tutorial on your channel for eyes like lashes, eyelids, general type shape of anime eyes? Yes, there is. There's a video on how to draw anime eyes on our channel. The dots method for mapping the eyes came in super handy, by the way. Never thought of doing that. Oh, I'm so glad. I'm so glad it worked out for you.
That's great.
Yeah. Ooh. I always thought that in Teen Titans, I thought it was really interesting with the way how Raven's telekinesis was drawn. It's just like black with like white outline on the inside. I thought that was really, really cool. What are you drawing on? This is Photoshop. Whoa. Oh, that's so cool.
Wow.
Wow.
It's like it's in real life. That's so cool.
It's
like it's in real life. What is that from anyways? I don't have any idea what it's from.
I don't even know.
What is that from, chat? Loud, do you know? Fox? I don't know if Fox is here, but...
I don't think Fox is here. Whoa. Whoa. Oh, that's... Wait. That'd be so cool to like do a little animation of that. Ooh. What's that from? What he was just doing? TikTok.
No idea. It's just stupid TikTok thing that comes up all the time, and I have the volume on, and Christina's like, ugh. Because it reminds me of her of those stupid Deku and Bakugo things.
Ugh.
Deku, we're out of toilet paper.
So I could have lived my whole life without listening to that. Also seeing you guys have discussions on what to draw kind of inspired me a lot. Now I understand that what I should be focusing on instead is to have lots of fun for the process of drawing. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
if you're not having fun,
what's the point?
If you never have fun, like, I don't know, there's like a lot of art sweats out there, and I just think a lot of their advice is not good, like, for the enjoyment of what you're doing. Everybody's so focused on, like, this is the best way you could possibly get better. And I hate art by the end of it. Like, will you get better? Absolutely. Will you burn out and hate art? Probably.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't know.
So like,
I think like if you want to continue, you just gotta nurture that positive experience. Like, man, this is so fun. I so want to draw it. I don't care if it looks bad. You know, like I just want to get the idea out, and like I'll figure out the fundamentals in the meantime. But I'm just gonna try it. I always related to like learning art as a kid. Like when kids draw, they just draw. They don't think about the perfection.
Yeah, dude.
Because the perfectionist side doesn't come from like the child inherently. It comes from outside ideas. It's kind of like, let me think. Like if you have like a lot of negative thinking, it stems from somewhere that's outside of yourself, and then like you associate that as like an identity. Does that make sense? So like if you get really stressed about art, it's from an outside source. It's not like because you are bad or anything. You just got to change your point of view, which is hard, but I think it's a game changer once you have a healthy relationship with art and stuff. That's so cool.
I don't know. Just random.
Yeah, he did paint that picture.
I don't know. Like, and all I'm really saying is like, you can practice drawing boxes in an actual real world situation. You know, it wouldn't make sense like this, really.
No. Because
like, the lighting wouldn't make sense like this. Like, I painted it understanding that this is my light. It's going to mainly light that side. I'm probably going to have some green. I should actually lower this a bit. Like, maybe right here. And then we got this guy lighting this side. And then maybe we got, like, a little green influence down there. And then maybe we'll get a little bit more red or something. You know. Don't forget to have fun with it.
Why do most artists prefer to blend colors manually without a blending brush for color transitions?
I just think it gives an extra opportunity to design shapes.
Yeah.
Like if I'm gonna blend something together, I really like this shape right here. That's a cool little shape there. Like, look at this path.
Ooh, that's interesting.
Like I made like an S curve. This is like more gray, and I've got more red, and you'll notice that like my values aren't affected. So like I can kind of play with colors. I could use maybe a little bit of like simultaneous contrast or something. Maybe I come down in here and go to, I don't know, pink. And maybe I'll use like a brush with like a little bit more of a texture or something.
I joined a VTuber art project and I was so happy with the way I looked. I think you guys are already helping me so much. Oh, yeah.
Oh, nice. I
That's
can't
so
speak for
awesome.
other artists and why they don't use blending brushes, but I like manually blending. It's because I like painting. I don't know. I just enjoy painting. So I don't really feel like a lot of the time I don't want to use a blending brush. Like I've had plenty of opportunities to paint as fast as possible when I did work professionally. These days, I honestly kind of enjoy painting. It can be fun occasionally to use like blending brushes and stuff, but I don't know.
For me, the reason why I don't use blending brushes is mainly because I think it's just too much of a hassle to find the perfect blending brush. I'm too lazy, so I'm like, I'm already in a role with using just one brush, and I'm like, I'm just gonna mix it in manually. For me, that's like another reason why I don't use it. It just takes too much effort to like switch it to a different brush when I could just use the same brush and get the same effect.
I love this blending brush, dude. This one right here, this is like the only one I use. It's Yuming's.
Oh yeah, that one's really good.
Oh.
Ahmed's or Yuming's?
Yuming.
Oh.
This is so good, bro.
Now that's a good brush.
This
That's
is
a
the
good
most
blending brush.
goated blending brush in the world. What is this brush even called?
Y'all don't have a Twitch channel? I can see the stream would foster in the art section.
Rough round. We haven't tried streaming on Twitch yet. Two chats is enough to deal with for right now. I used to stream on Twitch a long time ago. I know discoverability on Twitch is pretty bad, but I got this brush from Yuming Lee. It was in his class that I bought, and I love it, dude. It's so good. It's so good. I don't think I have it up anywhere. It might be in our Anime Art School brush pack. Is it? No, I think I got it after. I don't remember.
Someone who likes water paint brushes, I'm in love. Water paint type brushes, I'm in love. Have you ever tried making shadows a complementary hue to the light source?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, all the time.
Mm-hmm. We like to, it's not just only complementary colors, but also like a warm and cool dynamic. So it's like, oh, my light is warm. I'm going to use a cooler shadow. And like that also kind of gives like a very similar effect. And some colors that are complementary they already like are warm and cool. So like orange light, bluer shadows, that's already warm and cool. You know, he's using green and reds in this one.
Yeah, like aren't these complementary, green and red?
I think so.
I don't know. I'm just like kind of playing with it at the moment.
Any tips on more rounded faces? You round it out. I'm sorry. Like if you were saying Ochako's face from My Hero Academia, her face. So rounder faces like hers. Let me just look this up real quick. Barely any jawline. It literally just looks like an oval with a very small amount of like brow ridge and cheekbone action. So like, let's see here. I'll show this really quick and then you can switch back.
Sure.
like I'm looking at this here. Her face is very short, not long at all. It's very, very, very round. It's basically like an almost perfect circle. Very round. Like you can see that the jawline is there, but it's not like a sharp jawline. So keep in mind of that. If you are used to drawing sharp jawlines, eradicate that. You know, especially if you want to draw a character like this. Here's like a very, very subtle cheekbone and eyebrow ridge. If you look at it, look at this. Actually, it's very similar to this. Look at that. Soft brow ridge, soft cheek. Almost like there's just no angles whatsoever. So if you were to draw this face right in here, I just start with something that is just closest to the face shape, which is just an oval. That's kind of short. My eyes are going to be here. Here's my center line. Here's that brow ridge, cheekbone, very smooth curves. And then there's like a little bit of taper for the chin, but notice that the chin is very round. No point at all. There's no point. So you're just continuing that same shape, same form. This is my jaw. I'm angling it just a tiny, tiny bit, very, very subtle. But you can see that it's still very round here. And then here's our nose. You know, you can look at the ratio of her face. Like if you tend to make faces like this way too long, you just got to shorten the chin by a lot. It's like adjusting, right? If you notice that your face looks like this, okay, well, like if I'm comparing it here, this head shape is just way too long. I have to shorten it. It takes a lot of observation, but that's how I would break it down. I like the way how they imply the eyes, which is just like these little lashes. And then the neck. Neck and chin transition is also very subtle. It's a curve. So just maximize the curves in her head shape. She even has like a big forehead, so I'm gonna change that up a little bit here. Like there's Ochako's head type. Yeah, like that's why construction is so important. Is because once again you're not thinking in terms of, oh, my outline, and then you end up going to old habits. Like this is not her face. This is not her face. Her face is this. Yes, we have watched some of My Hero, but
we've watched a good amount of it. It's been a long time.
Ooh, that's so cool.
That's so cool. It's like it's in real life. Do it.
I didn't enunciate the ha's yet. Hi. That's so sick. I have to not say cool anymore. Well, technically, this does look like it could be in real life.
It's like it's in real life. I don't know. It just I should probably put like actually something behind this just so it kind of stands out from the background a little bit.
How do you draw or practice cylinders in perspective?
A lot of lip stuff for real.
That's my worst enemy right there. Lips are hard. What type of digital pen do you recommend? I'm looking for the cheapest.
Digital pen? Like this thing?
For a tablet? Or do you mean like for an iPad? Yeah, that.
Randomness.
So this, he's using Intuos Pro. And it comes with a pen.
There's my little box that I practiced. I practiced myself a box.
And you added fun stuff to it.
Fun stuff.
There's pretty cheap tablets. Like, I don't know what your budget is. I don't know what is considered cheap for you or expensive for you. Some people will say $60 is expensive. There's plenty of budget-friendly tablets like XP Pen and Huion. The screenless ones tend to be cheaper than the screen ones. And he's using one that's like a screenless. Ooh, pretty. I can't exactly tell you the price range. It definitely won't be like $10. It'll definitely be more than that. Recommended app, whatever is best for you, whatever you're used to. Like if you've always just drawn with Procreate, to continue drawing with Procreate. If you've drawn with Clip Studio, continue with Clip Studio. It really just depends. If you want, I mean, like most free drawing apps are pretty good nowadays, like Krita and Medibang and I don't know, Ibis Paint. Like those are pretty available, and they're a lot of people like using them. So just try one. I think probably Krita is pretty good for just a drawing app, and it's free, so try that. It used to be that good drawing programs, you had to pay for it, but now you don't. You guys are living in great art times. I remember my first program was Sketchbook Copic, because that was free. And I was like, "Ooh, Copic markers! I want to try." And then I just continued using it. And then afterwards, I'm like, you know what? I really want to make manga. I really want to make like a comic. So I heard that Clip Studio is actually a pretty good one. So then I got Clip Studio, and then I started studying for like what he went into, which is like concept art. And so I'm like, well, I have to use Photoshop because that's like the industry standard program. So I had to use that. It just depends on what you want it for. If you just want it for pure drawing and painting, like Krita is just great because it's free. Let me see. I was worried about my Pencil Pro running out of battery, so I considered buying the ESR pencil, but my patience run out faster than my Pencil Pro. I don't know. It just, if it's like an Apple brand, off-brand ones will just not work the same. Dude on the left is so jolly. Yes. Very jolly. How would you guys draw a stuffed animal or something with similar texture? You know, funny enough, Colton actually did draw stuffed animals.
When? Oh, you mean those ones?
Yeah.
Oh, well, those are just drawings. Those aren't
yeah, it is a
paintings
drawing.
Or anything.
It is drawing though. Drawing a stuffed animal.
It depends on what type of stuffed animal you're doing. Like this is cloth. This is not like this is not like fuzzy wuzzy stuffed animal deal, right? Like fuzzy wuzzy animal definitely would be modifying the silhouette a lot. So like if you want fluffy, we can do fluffy. It would be
fuzzy. Little bumps on the sides.
Yeah. It'd be more like this. I drew these in a more of like a cartoony way. They're almost made like from a cloth or something. And all these are just form lines. They just describe the three-dimensional form of the object. Mm-hmm. That's all I did. I just put little lines on them.
Think of drawing something furry like a bunny or a bear. I would say look up bunny plushies and bear and teddy bears. And I think
am jolly. That's so cool.
I think an artist that do really great with like drawing plushies is Clamp. So let me look up.
You mean like Kettle?
Yeah.
Kettle.
Or bunny plushies. Sakura. Manga.
I'm glad Artemis.
Let me just try to find it. Oh, here it is. Here's a plushie that was done in the anime of Cardcaptor. It's just an outline. But like you can tell it's soft because of all the round edges. This is all done with the line work. So it's like you could tell it's soft because it has some thickness, right? It's not like
there's no sharp angles.
There's no sharp angles like this.
You don't get sharp angles on that sort of thing.
Yeah, so you can just draw it by like, oh, I'm going to round this out and I'm going to apply the thickness of the arm by maybe adding like a little curvature.
Yeah, a lot of context clues.
Yeah.
Like look at her gloves versus the stuffed animal.
Yeah.
Like her gloves have so much kind of sharper edges.
Mm-hmm.
Sharper edges. The stuffed animal is just
and notice that there's not a lot of creases either. It's
Mm-hmm.
just softly shaded as well. That's part of the texture. Notice that with the gloves, there's like harder creases. This one doesn't have it at all. They even had a teddy bear.
Apple.
Card captor, bear. Well, this is not like... For this one, for example, soft edges.
Context clues.
Context clues. Like, look at that. There's a texture of the actual fur. It's just like little fuzzies.
Yeah.
Like little hatching lines. Like imagine this is your form, but instead you just add like little stipples on the side like this. And then you just draw another form and with the same texture. My eye just keeps crashing. That sucks. I'm so sorry. What is context clues?
Hints.
Like there will be hints. I don't know. There will be signs kind of vibe. Like, okay, well, what? So context clue, indication.
Could be another way to say it.
Yeah.
Like the way you will overlap something, or the way that like you change a value, or like
this, for example. It's like, oh, what's the context clues for this? Well, I can tell that this is supposed to be something soft, because once again, no hard edges, but look, there's like thickness, soft thickness in the ears. There's stitch lines. Like that tells me that this is a bear that's being stitched.
And there's speculars on the nose and eye. Like fur would never have that harsh of a reflection. Like fluffy things, you'd never get a harsh reflection like that. Not if it was wet. It just, you wouldn't get it. But the plastic hard eyes or glass, you get a really harsh specular.
Yep.
It's the exact same thing that I was doing on the painting that I was just doing here.
Yep.
Paint. You know, this is all paint. This is metal underneath of the paint that got scratched. And so if this whole side were metal, it would probably look something like... I'd probably render it something like this.
Whoa.
You know, maybe something like that. And like context clues. So if there's a, I don't know, if there's a cut in the metal, it would probably look like this. Right? If there was a hole in the metal, it would probably look like this. You know, metal has harsh speculars, has harsh highlights. Right, we'd probably have a metal side like that. But I didn't draw all that. I just drew a little bit of it. And then over top of it, if the whole side was painted, it would be more matte. I wouldn't get harsh reflections. Not unless the paint was reflective. So it'd be like this. And all I did was just combine the two. And then I'm like, well, how does paint scratch? Well, paint scratches around the edges of stuff a lot of the time. Like down here, you get chips, you get scratches.
Good.
And so all I'm doing is I'm just like revealing, like those are context clues.
How old is Applejack? About a year, over a year old now.
He's getting, I would say he's probably about 2 years now.
Yeah.
Almost 2 years.
And good night, Lily Roblox.
Like that, right? If this was metal down in here, I'd probably get something like, I don't know. Like that. Like those are the context clues that Christina's talking about, like fur. You know, if this whole thing was fluffy and made out of fur, I don't know.
That'll be interesting.
It would be interesting. It would be like very softly rendered. What if we made this out of like a brown fur? Super soft rendering, not super harsh. We definitely get clear sides because the lighting in the room is quite harsh. And again, like you don't see giant cubes made of fur very often, so I'm going to have to be really clear and specific about this.
It could be like a furry stool.
Yeah, it could be like a beanbag chair or something. So in fur, you get a lot of texture in the shadows, in the cores. So like between the shadows, you'll probably get a lot of this kind of thing.
So it's like reflections if you want to draw glass or water. Yeah, it's like indicating the material.
Yep. And all around the edge right here, we'd probably get an indication of the fur. And so I'm just going to like kind of mess up the silhouette a bit. You know, we'll probably have fur texture showing up in here. And if I want this to really feel like fur, I would honestly, I'd probably do this.
Oh my gosh.
Right? Like I'm gonna make it so obvious what this is.
Oh my gosh, it's a square teddy bear.
No, I'm gonna do this.
Can you teach me how to draw better in Draw Me Roblox? Maybe like techniques?
It's the same thing.
It's the same thing. Fundamentals of art. So like understanding head drawing, understanding the forms of the head. Like you're gonna have to just draw a lot. I don't think I can teach you any techniques that can like immediately improve it because it takes practice.
There's my Teddy
Yeah.
cube, right? Like Teddy cube would look like this. Something like this, right? I'd probably honestly get a lot of texture here because this is kind of like facing away-ish from the light. And I kind of want this read to be a little bit better, so maybe I'll just come down here and...
This is so helpful. I love how you show the difference between harsh and soft edges. Yeah. And good night, Lau.
Good night. Teddy cube. Haunted Teddy
Ooh.
cube. Oh, hold up.
Makes my head itch when you draw dots like that. It's fun.
Haunted Teddy cube. I feel like this part might be even just darker yet. Like, probably like that.
I love the eyebrows. I think that's perfect. Aggressive Teddy. Rawr. Listening to you guys while I draw. Unk here. You audiences seem pretty young. Seem super young, but that's great. Good to see it. Hey, awesome.
Yeah, TikTok.
Yeah, TikTok. TikTok has more younger audience.
Most of the time, yeah.
Yeah. It's so funny how a scary skeleton is moving a cute teddy cube with telekinesis. That is a funny story.
Yeah.
Thank you for mentioning that. That's super cute. Oh, and then you could draw that as if it was like embroidered.
I'd have to look at a reference. I don't think I've really done embroidery material before.
Actually, a lot of embroidery is kind of like this. Let me just draw with here.
Does it look like... I don't really know.
Yeah, it's very similar to that, but it's like very thin. It's like this.
I don't think I have the resolution.
Yeah, you don't.
Oh, and then there's
add,
like little highlights, right?
Yeah. Remember the Minnie Mouse thing that we saw at the mall?
Yeah.
Kind of like
Which
that.
way?
I
don't know
cross.
I don't know
Yeah.
enough about embroidery. I'd have to kind of study references and stuff.
Yeah.
Because I don't know how they make the patterns exactly. Teddy cube.
Teddy cube. They do have like a little outline though on the outside, the dark outline. Yeah.
Right, there's my Teddy cube. And you can see that that's
Wow.
the change from that. And like the reason it kind of looks bad is because I didn't plan on adding a floating object here, so it's actually really busy behind.
In the background.
Yeah, it's really busy behind the Teddy cube and everything. See, like
Well, it was
this
never
was
supposed
my
to have
focal
it.
point before,
Mhm.
so it's a very high contrast. Like there's a lot of really bright and dark values next to each other, and so when I add Teddy cube on top, it kind of just like blends in.
Yeah.
It would have been much better if it was like
Oh.
planned, but the lighting only makes sense if it's over there, so maybe that would work a little bit better.
Yeah. But notice how when he's adding the texture, it's very consistent. Like all the texture, it's not conflicting with each other. There's no sudden hard edges unless he wants it there.
Yeah, unless I'm changing material.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no problem, Kelly. by the way, if you want to know how to manipulate textures and paint just different things in general, Colton teaches this in our anime art school class.
Yeah. Yeah, I teach an entire class on painting. I go through all of the basics from calculating shadows, half to black, rendering different like matte and reflective surfaces, like all this kind of stuff. I have a huge painting class in our anime art school.
Yeah, he sure does. And it's 20% off with the code LOVE. Right here. Ah, I'm not holding it right. Here it is. You can check it out, Anime Art School, on our website. But it is fun. It's like, once you know the fundamentals, you can really just do whatever you want afterwards.
We'll give it ears. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
That is
Perfect.
100% a perfect idea.
Yes.
So I'm going to go... What the heck do the ears look like?
Like that. We're going to have to show it again if you want. Earsies.
So I'm just going to go map out where the ear is on it. So in perspective, right?
Can you guys give tips on creating sense of busyness on an art piece? Activity. Like if there's just a lot of stuff happening, like what's the story behind it? Why is it busy? That can explain why. Like the reason why Colton's piece right now, like this disheveled room, is busy is because there's just a lot of stuff that happened. Things
There's
are
a lot of
toppling
value
over.
change everywhere.
Yeah. A lot of value change, a lot of things overlapping each other. That creates busyness.
What do the inside of a teddy ear look like? Is it red like this? No.
It can be.
I don't remember. I haven't seen enough teddy bears.
Teddy bear. Well, like this one, for example.
Oh, okay.
Looks like an Ugg.
Yeah, it kind of does.
It has a little snout, too.
Yeah, I actually kind of like that. I'm going to add it. Forgot about that. That's what you get for not looking at reference. I haven't drawn a lot of teddy bears. I just kind of had to, like, make it up. Well, I saw the teddy bear that was in Sakura, and I was like, oh, a teddy bear.
Yeah. Which, I mean, that's also another way to draw teddy bears anyway, but...
This is an Ugg teddy bear. There we go.
I wonder where the word Ugg came from. Like, they just decided to name it Ugg. It's funny.
Look, there weren't a lot of options at that point.
True. Ooh, thank you for the gift. How would you recommend drawing in 3-point perspective? I'm struggling so hard with a city and a person walking while looking back at the camera, but I really want to. So I would try to find scenes that have that particular angle, like the closest as you can. Like what kind of scenes are there? Like whether if it's a movie or like in an anime, like find that and try to reverse engineer it. Like make a grid from it and be like, okay, where did they place the character? How did they overlap this? That would help a lot composition wise. I kept thinking you guys were saying ugh. Uggs. Like the brand.
Is that how you do it?
Yeah, that's how you do it.
Or is that how it's spelled, I guess I should say. There's Teddy Cube.
Teddy Cube.
That's how I would render like a soft object over top of that. Or not over top of it, but like just in general. Right? I still have my cube. Don't want that? Yes. Here is my cube. I still have basically a 1, 2, 3 read. I tilted it this way so I could get 3 sides showing. And then the material, right? It's like this is the lit side, this is like a half lit side, and this is a shadowed side. And I could always come over here and just go, it feels like it would be a lot more green maybe.
Oh, green. Oh, that's fun.
But whatever, I'll cheat it a little bit.
Love it. I love that teddy bear so much. So good.
Silly.
It is silly. Applejack, do you want to be telekinesis into the air? I don't know.
He's knocked out right now.
He is knocked out. Don't forget, chat. We do have a live figure drawing class coming up this weekend. Signups are still open.
Yes, we start this Saturday.
Yeah, if you want to draw people, learn how to draw people, because you always struggle with it, and you want to get feedback on your artwork, taking live class will be great for that. So you can check it out here. Well,
I'm ready to wrap up.
same here.
Had a good time.
Well, that's a fun apple. I actually really like this little Mickey drawing. Cute.
That is cute.
But I hope you guys enjoyed the tutorials today. It was fun. Talked about a lot of different things. Apple?
Sleepy baby.
That's a good view of the face. Thank you guys so much for answering my doubts. Yeah, you're welcome. You are welcome. Art is hard enough as is. We've awoken the beast.
The beast.
Apple. Oh.
It's making me click. You're laying on my tablet. He's like, you bother me, I bother you.
Handsome.
Oh yeah, good point. Fluffy. All right, everybody. Have a great night. There we go. And we will see you, bro. My hand alone.
Do you want to join us?
You know this is about you, don't you? Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Ew, hair everywhere, dude.
Ew. Why you shed so much?
Yeah. All right. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye bye. See ya.
Wow, that's so cool.
It's like it's in real life.
Applejack, get out of here. Bye-bye, YouTube.
Bye bye.